Deforestation contributes a lot to climate change. We all know that when forests are cut down or burned, the carbon they hold is released into the environment. Some big agricultural commodity firms have taken it upon themselves to prevent deforestation connected with the growth of soy, palm oil, beef, and cacao by 2025. But some experts think the roadmap doesn't have a backbone. Let's find out the deets. First off, major agricultural commodity companies release plan to curb deforestation by 2025. At least 14 major agricultural commodity corporations, including Cargill, ADM, and JBS, announced a strategy to halt deforestation connected with the manufacture of soy, palm oil, beef, and cacao before 2025 at the COP27 climate meeting in Egypt. It was a significant revelation by some of the world's major agricultural commodity traders. After the combustion of fossil fuels, agriculture is the second largest contributor to global greenhouse gas emissions. And cutting down trees for grassland and palm oil plantations, or plowing up habitats to plant soy, is not only the largest source mostly for climate change, but also the ecological issue that's at the core of violent and tragic land conflicts. Soy, along with livestock, is one of South America's most important reasons for environmental change. From 2001 to 2015, 8.2 million hectares, or 20.3 million acres of woodland, were replaced by soy crops nearly in most of South America, and the demand is just increasing. From 2021 to 2050, soy output in Brazil is expected to increase by 12.4 million hectares, with the majority of this occurring in the Cerrado, the world's largest biodiverse forest that's at the heart of Brazil's agricultural boom. Researchers examined deforestation in localities where most soy traders purchasing soy had zero deforestation obligations to those monopolized by companies without zero deforestation obligations. With the help of the TRACE study to observe the supply chains of soy trading industries in the Amazon and Cerrado ecosystems, they discovered that Amazon exporters were able to minimize deforestation by 57% in communities where more than half of the customers committed zero deforestation. What's more, a new set of research finds out the effectiveness of zero deforestation commitments. Hundreds of multinational agricultural commodity trading corporations signed the New York Declaration on Forests in 2014, vowing to cease natural forest conversion and repair 350 million hectares, or 865 million acres of deteriorated forest by 2030, an area even greater than India. But according to Corporate Knights magazine, no work has been done since then. Separately, a host of new studies are attempting to determine what's needed to make such zero deforestation agreements effective and the constraints they confront. A recent study published in Environmental Letters on October 28th adds to the discussion by examining the effectiveness and constraints of soy zero deforestation promises in Brazil. The authors discovered that Amazon's soy moratorium signatories, the first sector-wide zero deforestation agreement, could do much more than decrease deforestation in towns where the rest of the soy traders also committed. Firms with zero deforestation plans for soy could have decreased direct deforestation from soy by about 46% and saved roughly 5% of overall deforestation in the Cerrado if they had fulfilled their pledges with the same effectiveness as they did in the Amazon. Instead, throughout the last 20 years, the land turned to soy farming in the Cerrado has almost doubled, exposing a significant global carbon storage and water reservoir for the state and hundreds of traditional and indigenous populations harmed by soy growth. Following up, the study shows gaps in corporate sustainability by traders in the soy market. But the findings highlight two major gaps in organizational sustainability initiatives by traders in the soy market. So many smaller firms that have yet to promote green sourcing agreements and the larger exporters who have made commitments but still only partly enforce them. This is what Erasmus Zu Ermgassen thinks, an analyst at the Louvain Catholic University in Belgium, who wasn't involved in the study but collaborates with commodities tracking system TRACE to improve the system. The authors also highlight that the soy sector cannot tackle deforestation on its own. Cross-sectoral collaboration is essential so that deforestation for soy is tackled alongside other drivers of deforestation, including cattle ranching and land speculation. Next up, the execution of zero deforestation promises is not consistent across space. In a video interview, research co-author Kimberly Carlson, an assistant professor of environmental science at New York University who explores commodity crops and land use change, informed Manga Bay that the article reveals that achieving zero deforestation promises is not identical across areas. They can make a difference, but they'll make a bigger effect in regions where there's greater uptake across the board. Another restriction mentioned by the writers is the time lag between adoption and execution. In Cerrado, 7 multinational corporations that dominate around 2/3 of the soy industry have made zero deforestation promises but haven't executed them throughout their supply chain, endangering native vegetation and threatened species habitat. The findings come at a time when crucial tools for recording and evaluating corporate supply chain operations are becoming more widely available, as well as legal and financial pressure from investors and legislators. Soy importing nations are adopting new laws, such as the EU Due Diligence Plan and the new regulation on deforestation-free goods. Some companies are also realizing on an increasing level how critical it is to achieve zero deforestation in order to meet their net zero emissions targets. Now, critics claim deforestation roadmap leaves much to be desired. The commodity businesses agreed to provide a roadmap outlining how they plan to meet these targets within a year. And that's exactly what they did. Sadly, that's the only promise they've maintained, as the roadmap itself falls short on the promised promises to eliminate deforestation and connect their business operations with the Paris climate targets. In reference to the roadmap, WWF's U.S. President and CEO Carter Roberts stated that it clearly shows progress on palm oil and steps forward on beef, yet falls far short of what's been needed on soy and falls short of the expectations that the action plan achieves what's essential for a 1.5-degree future. Senior analyst Teresa Lieb wrote about the announcement last year and suggested 5 key areas to look for clues on how sincerely commodity traders will take their commitment. The majority of them prove to be very accurate, and tragically, they now strike out as major missing pieces. In an article published on November 10, 2022, she discusses the inconsistencies in the concept of deforestation. All throughout the roadmap, several definitions of eradicating deforestation are used. Although some action zones vow to eliminate both illicit and authorized deforestation, some do not. And if traders aim for zero illegal deforestation rather than zero gross deforestation, including legal and illegal, the plan's nothing more than a reiteration of national regulations. In Lieb's opinion, that doesn't justify a major COP statement. What's more, analysts points out missing action on the conversion of other ecosystems in roadmap. The terms of the plan also raise the issue of geography. While the palm oil goal demands zero deforestation throughout all sourcing regions, soy and cattle are primarily focused on the Amazon, Cerrado, and Chaco regions of South America. If consumption doesn't change, she wrote that this could shift conversion to other locations. Native ecosystem conversion for industrial capitalism has long extended beyond the forest ecosystems. According to the article has destroyed grasslands, pasturelands, peatlands, and other carbon and biodiversity-rich habitats. Any organization with genuine sustainability goals should also abandon these activities. But the plan doesn't go there, Lieb stated. It restricts palm oil operations to forests and peatlands. As for cattle, the action comes to an end in the forests. And, in the case of soy, the corporations recognize the necessity for no conversion rules, but they couldn't settle on a definition, much less a plan. Instead, it's taken them a year to decide on conducting a risk assessment, which is unnecessary due to the long consequences of soy-driven land change. The roadmap may have made good progress on the what, but it hasn't adequately addressed the when, the researcher said. When must no deforestation and no conversion policies be adopted, and what are the key years? While the roadmap includes objectives to stop deforestation by 2025, it doesn't include cutoff dates for forest degradation. Referring to the desired year of implementation, she wrote that even 2025 appears to be too late, risking disastrous land-clearing competition during the next 3 years. Lastly, the plan lacks transparency and clarity. As a result, there's no significant difference between what environmental NGOs and researchers urge companies to do and what firms intend to do. According to the WWF, Amagi and Louis Dreyfus are among the 2 firms that have agreed to the industry plan, but have unique obligations that go above and beyond the goals of the vision. Yet the question remains, why would that be the best the market can do, Lieb asks. She continued by saying she wished she had a better response. But the truth is that, outside of the sustainability community, there's still no agreement that sustainable practices are in the best interests of businesses. It's a capitalist world, we're all just living in it. That's a wrap for this video. Would you like to know more about what critics have to say about the agricultural commodity companies' plan to end deforestation by 2025? Do you think it's a sound plan? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.